China's population decline has really come faster than was expected. It could mean economic stagnation, and it could also mean that China may never eclipse the US as the world's largest economy.
China, where the country is bracing for another drop in birth numbers this year. In 2024, China recorded its lowest marriage numbers since 1980.
Hey there. Have you ever wondered why China's cities seem so empty? The streets are quiet, the cities feel hollow, and something strange is happening across the world's most populated nation, or at least, that's what we've always been told. But what if it's all a lie? What if China doesn't have 1.4 billion people? What if, right now, the real number is closer to 300 million? Sounds unbelievable? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might just be one of the greatest demographic deceptions in modern history. We've all seen the eerie drone footage, massive Chinese cities built for millions now eerily silent, empty malls, quiet subway stations, entire neighborhoods with no signs of life. But this isn't about real estate speculation or failed infrastructure. This might be about people, or rather the absence of them. For years, the world has accepted China's official population numbers without question. The Chinese Communist Party claims the nation has over 1.4 billion citizens, but when you look closely, the math just doesn't add up. Let's rewind for a moment. Back in the 1950s, after a brutal civil war, China emerged under communist rule with a population of roughly 550 million. Under Chairman Mao, big families were promoted, and the population exploded. By the 1970s, China's population had soared to 850 million. Then came the infamous one-child policy. Millions of families faced hefty fines, forced sterilizations or abortions. By the 1990s, fertility rates plummeted, but official numbers kept climbing. Fast forward to today, China's population supposedly stands at 1.4 billion, but now, the cracks are showing. Cities look abandoned, crematoriums are overwhelmed, birth rates are at historic lows. So, here's the question, is China hiding a massive demographic collapse? Multiple independent researchers believe so. Russian analysts estimate the true population may be closer to 800 million. Japanese scholars, using salt consumption as a proxy, landed in the same ballpark. Some go even further, suggesting the real number could be as low as 500 million, or less. But the most shocking theory? That after years of manipulation, COVID-19 pushed the country into an irreversible population freefall, wiping out over 400 million people in just a few years. Yes, you heard that right. Crematoriums operating 24/7, long queues of body bags, hospitals running out of space. But the government insisted only 83,000 deaths. Compare that with satellite data, funeral home statistics, and mobile phone deactivations. Over 21 million accounts disappeared in early 2020. Was it due to canceled plans? Or canceled lives? Funeral homes reported delays of up to 16 days to cremate a single body. Refrigerated trucks were repurposed to store corpses. In some places, bodies were allegedly burned in bulk, without proper records. One WHO analyst estimated over 400 million may have died during the pandemic. If that's true, and if the population before the pandemic was already overstated, then what's left? Maybe 600 million? Maybe 400? Some go further. What if it's now closer to 300 million? Here's why that might not be so far-fetched. Birth data in China is notoriously unreliable. There's a booming black market for birth certificates used to claim government benefits, dodge family planning laws, or commit tax fraud. Local governments inflate their numbers too. More people means more funding from Beijing. Satellite images show massive urban centers sitting empty during peak travel times like Lunar New Year. Citizens themselves have started asking, where is everyone? In viral videos, residents across major cities express concerns. Quiet streets, empty malls, vanished co-workers. Some towns have shut down schools because there are no more children. Others report villages that feel abandoned, populated only by the elderly. So, why would the Chinese Communist Party lie? Simple power, perception, and panic. Admitting to a demographic collapse would destroy the CCP's carefully curated image as an unstoppable superpower. Politically, the truth would be even more dangerous. Socially, it could spark unrest, fear, emigration, or even revolution. So, the lie continues. And yet all signs point to a shrinking nation desperately trying to keep the illusion alive. Incentives to have more children have failed. Many young Chinese are refusing to marry or have children at all. As cities hollow out and hopes fade, the idea of a China century looks increasingly like a myth. So what happens next? We may never get official confirmation. The Chinese government has stopped publishing key data points. They've restricted foreign researchers, censored videos, silenced whistleblowers. But sometimes, silence speaks volumes. When cities go quiet, when schools close, when mobile phone accounts vanish, when citizens ask, where did everyone go? That's when we start to see the truth. Maybe China doesn't have 1.4 billion people anymore. Maybe it never did. And maybe, just maybe, the greatest lie wasn't just about numbers. It was about a superpower, built on an illusion. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories.